objective, which is to promote Lindsay. We'll go over the current social media platforms. If there's any additional items I've missed, please feel free to share. I did do a suggested action plan. And then we need to talk about the analytical, the analytical data and needs assessment. So the meeting objective is basically to promote the current educational programs and increase enrollment at Lindsay Hopkins. We need to make sure that we retain the existing students, target new students, build awareness about all of the programs. We definitely need to grow our digital presence, and then we need to develop loyalty. I know, and anybody else feel free to jump in, is that we have the current social media platforms for Lindsay is Facebook and Twitter. On Facebook, we're known as Lindsay Hopkins Technical Educational Center. On Twitter, that's our Twitter feed at Lindsay HTC, and we have like 166 people following us and 136 people that we are actually following. And I believe that we need to increase those numbers in order to broaden our reach. Okay. All right. So the next social media platform, which is YouTube and LinkedIn. YouTube, I didn't get an account. However, there are multiple videos by students and parents. One video in particular is a group of people who graduated from the nursing program. And that had like thousands of views, which I was so surprised.
That's great, huh?
Right, very great. And although it was like more than 10 years ago, of course, but I believe that we could, whatever videos or that we produce for the school, we could actually put them on YouTube and promote ourselves that way. The next account, LinkedIn. LinkedIn, there's Lindsay does not have an account. However, I did find out that you see the alumni numbers, 1,000, over 1,000 alumni that are on Lindsay Hopkins, and they're on there signing, saying they've gone to school at Lindsay Hopkins Technical Education Center versus college. But I still think that's a good number, a good platform. But I also believe too in LinkedIn, if we have all of the staff to actually create an account within LinkedIn, that will promote us even further. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we already got Instagram because when I was looking, I didn't see an account, but I saw hashtags only. TikTok, is this something that we should venture into?
Okay, we don't see anything, Miss. I just started screening that. Okay.
Yeah, but that's not the good one. No, that was just brainstorming.
They're both.
Yeah, I'm gonna show the other one as well too. This was what Mr. Carrion did in terms of brainstorming, still using the I Love Lindsay.
That was one draft. Thank you, Mr. Carrion.
That's nice. I like that. That's not bad.
And then this is the second one.
You want that?
I love this. I love that. Do what you love. Lindsay Hopkins Technical College. I love this. I love that. Get a career in a year at Lindsay Hopkins Technical College. I love Lindsay.
We're over time. So my thought process was to have to just talk about a suggested plan of action, and I think we've kind of gone over quite a few things. The first suggested plan of action was to create a social media marketing plan that includes weekly themes, messages, and programs, and school highlights of students and faculty. The weekly messages will be promoted throughout all of the platforms to include historical information. We needed to monitor and track the analytics and mitigate when necessary. Mr. Floresta, I thought about this one, create signage for the building to advertise to the drivers and local businesses, because I know this is one of the things that me and you and I had discussed before the closure of school.
Right.
Use or revised marketing materials. I was also thinking in terms of print marketing information, be able to distribute the information within a 5 to 10 mile radius of the school, whether we do it quarterly or, yearly or semi-annually. Ask permission from the community partners to distribute the marketing materials, and then use mail outs. We're one team, but the team is broken up into subgroups. Now, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for coming to the meeting. I hope last week was productive, or at least interesting. I hope this meeting for today is actually productive itself. So for the meeting today, what I wanted to do was just basically go over, of course, our meeting objective is to maintain the students we have and also add more students to Lindsay Hopkins. We want to definitely review our notes from last week and then prepare our marketing themes for the next at least month or two. So the objective, of course, is to retain existing students, target new students, build awareness, grow our digital presence, and develop loyalty. There were a few action items that I wanted to see if we had any updates on. For sure, Ms. D had approved the commercial with the Black lady speaking, which is already up on our, let me see if I can pull it up. It's already up on our page. Mr. Carrion already has it. Okay, so the feed, it's already up on our feed for Twitter, for sure. And it's on our I Love Lindsay website. And so if we all have Twitter ourselves, if we could also retweet this and then try to tweet it to everyone that we know within Lindsay that works for Lindsay or the students of Lindsay, that would give us headway in the Twitter section. Now for Facebook, can we get this, since Ms. Danielle has already approved this? It's on Facebook. And then we just need Instagram. Instagram is the last location, correct?
Yes.
Not just Instagram, LinkedIn, and I'll hook that up to my LinkedIn account. So here's what I wanted to show everyone. I have essentially gone out and did the work with creating a database. I have the owners, I have websites, address information. Let's make sure that we tweet, we send information to these organizations. If we could send this information out to everyone, I think that will reinstitute Lindsay's presence, okay? I even put down some of the chief of staff, assistants, and city managers, and as you can see, in the TV area, somewhat the same, all of the television stations here in South Florida where they're located. I know I'm gonna be the person working on like PSAs and what have you, so I know that I'll do a lot of emailing information to this particular group, but here's what we need to know. Just because they're TV stations, they still have the social media pages. And so those of you all who are working in the new school area, these are other organizations that we could kind of link up with and send information to. Print media, the same. Print media, as you can see, we have quite a few magazines and newspapers located in South Florida. There is a particular newspaper called the Miami Community Newspaper. This newspaper is a conglomerate of multiple newspapers. So you have a newspaper like Pinecrest News, Doral News. You may have some of the little smaller areas, their news papers fall in under this. So once we send that information to them, we should be spread it throughout Miami-Dade County. And then here's the weekly campaign. So as you can see, I already have the months listed. Of course, we've already surpassed week 1 and week 2, week 1, 2, and 3 in July. And so what I was figuring is for the Lindsay Hopkins Technical College history, this is where we can highlight certain histories We have program highlights, student/faculty highlight. Over here, I put a column in for basic information only because with basic information, we could put in stuff like this, the calendar, the school's calendar, what's going on with Lindsay in terms of graduation, in terms of Haitian flag holiday. So this is what I put in terms of basic information. It will be literally Lindsay Hopkins information that we need to spread out. And then we have holidays. So we can create marketing around this information, whether we're wishing someone happy 4th of July, Lindsay Hopkins is wishing you a happy 4th of July, or this is National Culinary Month, and because it's National Culinary Month, we need to highlight our director of our department director of the Culinary and Arts Department for Lindsay Hopkins. And we also need to focus, we could also focus and highlight students in those particular areas. So you all tell me, what are your thoughts? And hold on to your idea, because I'm going to share some more ideas that you had. So Mr. Carrion sent, why is it not moving? Okay, so Mr. Carrion over the weekend sent over some information that we definitely need to work on. But we need to also, before we do this is something that Ms. Spicer would be able to elaborate on, what the plans are, so that we can include the plans of registration into what we're doing. The idea is to try to get Lindsay out on every marketing platform that we have as much as possible. But even when we get them, when we spread the information, what do we have information wherein those who are interested, they know what they need to do next, whether it's a one-day in-house open house or Zoom open house. Do they know which direction to go? I guess so. That's where we would need direction from you, Ms. Spicer, so that we'll know how to tailor the marketing when we finally blast everything. So right now, let me show you. I'm going to show you. It doesn't have that. The enrollment does not include where they're going. The enrollment only includes just their basic information. Now, it may include it if they go to the next page, but right now it just doesn't include that information. I guess we could go ahead and get started. It's 1:04 now. We have Mr. Joseph is unavailable as he's setting up his room.
Okay.
We have you and Ms. Rodriguez on the line.
Okay.
Ms. Spicer is on vacation.
Yeah.
So did everybody get a chance to look at the database, the marketing database?
Yes.
Okay. So here is the other action item I've been working on. I've been working on actual PSAs. So for the most part, PSAs are free for most television stations and radio stations, but they're free because they're centered around something being given for free. And so the first PSA, I included the Community Smiles program because that is a free service. And as you can see, it's Community Smiles in partnership with Lindsay Hopkins Technical College. And so this was one of the reasons why I initially had asked you in my email what other partnerships we had with the community to see if there were other avenues in which we could kind of advertise our name. We could kind of give them free advertisement as well as ourselves free advertisement. So the second PSA deals with the unstable economy and depression. This may and may not flow with some radio stations, because at the point that you charge for a service, it's no longer a PSA. So my intent is to speak with some of the people that I know that is in radio and broadcasting to see. And so at the bottom, clearly there's several commercials, and this is where Mr. Flores, I was asking you about some percentages in terms of job placement rates, because at the end of the day, we know that that's what attracts people. You know, if I'm guaranteed a job, you know, and so that was the only area in need of an actual number. All right. I'm not sure if there are any updates